Well, welcome again to another Sunday sit-in. In this Zoom conference, we promote and let you know about everything going on with USA Hockey's National Team Development Program. Our guests are two very brand new members of the NTDP. They include Devin Kaplan, a young man from New Jersey. Maddox Fleming is from Minnesota. I'm also joined by John Edwards. He's the Director of Communications for the NTDP. My name's Pete Krupski. I'm the play-by-play voice of the National Team Development Program. Before we get to our guests, a couple of bits of business. Good things go on all the time at USA Hockey Arena. CJ's Brewing Company is the restaurant located at USA Hockey Arena. They're open for business now, not just carry out, but also dine in. You can give them a call at 734-453-4455. We also have the summer drive-in going on, and that has been really, really popular with everybody in the community. The summer drive-in at USA Hockey Arena. I get asked all the time, and I know Devin wants to know, Krupp, what are the movies going on? Well, on screen 1, it's Onward, rated PG. On screen 2, Jumanji, The Next Level, rated PG-13. And on screen 3, The Invisible Man, rated R. And the summer drive-in hotline, 734-927-3284. So with that bit of business out of the way, we can get to hockey and introduce you to a couple of new members of the 2004 group, Devin Kaplan and Maddox Fleming. And gentlemen, thank you for doing this. You're getting a little media training early, getting a jump on some of your teammates. Devin, I'll start with you. What's the report in New Jersey in terms of coronavirus? Are you still in lockdown and quarantine, or are things opening up there?
Yeah, so now everything's starting to open up. So I've been at the beach for the past couple of days working out with my brothers. So the rinks are going to start opening up next week, I think, but the gyms and everything are open. So I've been working out every day. So everything besides that, it's been pretty good.
And Maddox, what about you? What's going on in Minnesota these days?
It's been going pretty good. The rinks are starting to open back up, and the availability of ice here is a lot. So we're able to get a lot of ice throughout the week. 6-7 days, and I've been able to work out a lot because the gyms just started to open back up again. So it's pretty nice. I'm able to get on a pretty regular routine and lift every day and skate every day. So it's pretty nice.
So gentlemen, I'll ask you this one question for each of you. How have you dealt with the quarantine, working out at home, working out with your brothers and sisters? How's that working out, Devin, with you?
Yeah, well, for me, I actually just got back home last week because I was quarantined at a location with a rink and a full gym. So I was skating every day with Lane Hudson because he was there too. So it was easy for me, but now I'm back home, so I got to figure out skating and everything. But it went pretty well for the past month.
And Devin, what about you?
It was pretty good for me. I was able to skate throughout quarantine as well. So not as much as I would have liked, obviously, but it was nice to be able to get on the rink. And then before everything kind of closed down, my dad saw it coming and got us some equipment from the gym. So we have a couple power blocks and a bench and stuff. So I was able to make that work for a few months, but it's nice to get it back into a real gym and stuff now.
Well, John Edwards,
ready to get back, huh?
Yeah. Hey, John, my understanding is ice is going in at USA Hockey Arena at some point next week. That's always a great thing, right?
We are happily awaiting the return of the ice there. It's been far too long, and we're ready to get rolling, get summer camps going, get the boys back, get the teams back. We're ready for some hockey.
And John, what I always love about the U17s, right? They come in, it's a brand new team, brand new rules for these guys. They are not encumbered by the NHL draft noise yet. So they really play for the love of the game, really, and they play for the love of their teammates. And that enthusiasm. I've been in the hockey business for a long time. It's an infectious thing, right? It gets everybody with a smile on their face.
Absolutely. And I think it takes the part development of the National Team Development Program, and that the first year really focuses on that in all aspects, working with you and me, Krupp, and all the interview requests that they go through. You guys will probably be on some podcasts next year. So it's development on and off the ice. And we're certainly looking forward to that group. We're looking forward to having you, and I want to know, what are you guys looking forward to the most for next season? Is it the traveling? Is it a new band of brothers? Maddox, we'll start with you. What's the expectation for you coming into Michigan?
I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is, the ability to grow my game. I mean, you hear about all the alumni and stuff. They're coming in, and you look at where they are now. Like all the players in the NHL, the best American players in the NHL, in my opinion, went through that program, and we have Zoom calls with our coaches, and they tell us about the opportunities we have to grow our games there. And if we come to the rink every day and put in the work, that we're going to get a lot better. And so that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to, is the ability to get better and better each day.
Now, Devin, we have a guy on staff, seen you play, and we want to thank Rod Braceful for all his information about the both of you. But Devin, apparently you played with Jeremy Wilmer at one time, and we know he's a very talented player. What was that like playing with Jeremy Wilmer?
Yeah, it was the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. He's one of the smartest players I've ever played with, and he moves the puck like no one I've ever seen. So he's also one of my best friends too off the ice. So we still talk every day. And it's just nice having a kid who I've known, or who's really close to me, out there next year. So I'll be able to kind of be under his wing next year.
So he's been kind of a mentor to you. What about your brothers? They're both playing college hockey, Jordan at Sacred Heart and Jalen at Colby College. How have they helped you as they have gone on their journey?
Yeah, so when I was young, I think my brothers were the main reason that I fell in love with the game, because late nights at home, we either playing mini sticks or outside shooting contests, whatever it was just really competitive, and I fell in love with it. So I think they helped me grow the game and get better.
And Devin, Maddox, how about you? You've got a couple of sisters that play the game. How does that dynamic work with all of you? I'm sure there's a certain amount of chirping involved, right?
Yeah, I've got two little sisters and a little brother, and they all play. So all growing up together, we would always, play 2-on-2 or something on the ice, me and my little brother versus the two sisters. And we fought a little bit, but now it's kind of cooling down just a little bit, I think, since we're getting a little bit older. But yeah, we still compete with each other and everything, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, being able to go to their games during the season and watch them, and they can come to mine and watch me. So it's a lot of fun.
Maddox, I'll jump in here. We talked about Cap's friendship with Jeremy Wilmer there. Playing at Shattuck has produced, a couple NTDP guys. Has there been anyone that you've gotten a chance to talk to about the process of coming here to the NTDP?
Not really. I mean, Clayton Keller is a guy that, I've always looked up to. He was on the prep team as a sophomore as well. So it was always fun to kind of look at him, and obviously he's an unbelievable player in the NHL. So, I looked up to him a lot. I watched a lot of videos of him at Shattuck and him at the program, and, a lot of those guys, and just trying to see what they did that helped them be successful, and, trying to copy some of their stuff, obviously, to try to be successful myself.
So Devin, you mentioned Jeremy Wilmer. If you were to pick a guy that maybe pattern your game after, I've seen some video of actually both of you, but Devin, who would you pattern your game after? Or when you watch the NHL, who are you watching to try to pick up things?
Well, for the more skill side, I'd choose Evgeny Malkin. But for like physical presence and a power forward, I'd choose like a Mark Scheifele. I try to emulate after him a little bit.
And what about you, Maddox? Anybody you try to emulate in the NHL?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a guy that I try to play exactly like is Matt Barzal or Mitch Marner, especially down. They're both righties. They both have black tape. They're both kind of my height. So I try to, watch them a lot. And I like watching Jack Eichel, those kind of just righties with the powerful skating and stuff. So I try to watch them a lot.
A lot of really quick, strong hands with those guys too. Is that something you'd consider a specialty to your game?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that I work on my hands quite a bit, and I think that's an asset that I have. So I love watching those guys, and I have a lot of clips of them on my phone and stuff that I try to work on.
So Devin, John Robleski is not your coach. He coaches the 03s. He always talks about how his team are skilled grinders. Would that be a good description for your game? A skilled grinder?
Yeah, I need to get a little bit more of the grind in there, but I'll learn over the next 2 years. But yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Perfect.
And you worked with the New Jersey Titans youth program. How did that help you? I looked at your bio. It looked like you went all the way up with them. you must have had some good coaches along the way.
Well, it was actually North Jersey Avalanche, but
There you go.
I grew up playing for the New Jersey Rockets until I was about 12, 13. Then I moved to the Avs when I was 13, 14 because I just knew Vinny Smith, Jamie Cahill, Dan Sano, Mark Latito, guys like those. They've been pushing guys to get to D1 hockey, and over the last couple of years, they've advanced so many kids to the next level. So I just seemed like it was the right fit for me, and especially to get that extra year playing with the 16U level, it just helped me tremendously leading up to this year. So
Again, you're watching the Sunday Sit-In. We talk with and feature USA Hockey National Team Development Program players. Our guests are Devin, Kaplan, and Maddox Fleming, a couple of brand new members of the NTDP. They're coming in as 04s, and we look forward to seeing them on the ice sooner than later. I'm Pete Krupski, the play-by-play voice of the NTDP, joined by the Director of Communications, John Edwards. And great, I want to thank John for setting these up. It's something we talked about roughly 6 weeks ago. We're doing this every week now, and John is a big part of it. We thank him. Maddox, your situation a little bit different from Devin. He played high school hockey for 2 years. We know how big and enthusiastic high school hockey is in Minnesota. How did that work for you? I mean, you were probably the youngest guy on the team, I noticed, and you were leading the team in scoring. It must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable experience. It was pretty crazy. Coming into my 8th grade year, I didn't really know where I was going to play, and I was a little uncertain. And so then I went to a couple of the captain's practices just at the beginning of my local high school in town, and I loved it. So then I tried out for the team, and then I made JV at the beginning, and then I had to work my way up to the varsity team. But then I played varsity the next 2 years there, 8th and 9th grade, and it was honestly a blast. Like nothing beats high school hockey in Minnesota. Like you kind of represent your city. You go to other cities. There's the student sections fill up the entire arena. Like it's an unbelievable time. And I was really close with a lot of the juniors and seniors on my teams. So it was really nice to have relationships with them.
And similar to Maddox, Devin, you've always been younger than everybody else on your teams. How does that work for you?
yeah, well, I thought
It doesn't phase you, does it?
no, I thought it was always an advantage because I thought of it as I had an extra edge to get better than everybody else because everybody was a year older than me. So I think that it helped throughout the years.
John, these guys are already pretty polished in terms of interviews. I think we're going to have a certain amount of fun with our media hits with these guys. What do you think so far?
I'll certainly be looking forward to it, and we'll have to give the rest of the crew. This is what we're expecting here, but it's something that we can work on. Just like you said, on the ice, off the ice, everything gets worked on. Cap, here, I'll throw this one to you. I know Maddox mentioned before that he has been talking on a few Zoom interviews with the team and with the coaching staff. What have you learned from Coach Appert and Coach Four in the time that you've talked to them, in these last couple weeks before we hopefully bring you back to Michigan here?
Yeah, so just mainly don't take anything for granted. And while you're there, make sure that you take advantage of everything that you're given because it's a great opportunity that not everybody gets. So just don't take it for granted and work as hard as you can every day you're there.
Absolutely. Maddox?
Yeah, we were able to fortunate enough to have Zoom calls with Coach Blashill and Joel Farabee, and he kind of went into the process of how they really, the guys in the NHL, there's so many good players, but you have to do the little things that separate yourself. And Coach Appert basically told us, we're going to get better by just showing up to the rink every day because, that's how good the program is and the guys around you are. But, if you show up to the rink every day with the intent of getting better and, putting in the work, that you're going to be able to make huge strides. And so that's the biggest thing I've learned, I think, from him is that you can control your destiny and the fact that, the way you show up and the way you carry yourself, you can really choose where you want to go.
I think one of the common themes that we hear from some of the guys, especially, in between their 17 and 18 year, is how much the practices make them better playing against the top quality competition in your birth class, in your age groups. Are you guys, how familiar are you with the rest of the guys on your team from travel wise and, playing a little bit before maybe some showcases or some tournaments? Are there some guys that you know a little better, or are you kind of coming in and looking to meet everyone here in August?
Well, for me, I know I'm mostly acquaintances with everybody except for the Minnesota guys because of the high school hockey thing. But other than that, I've played with or against pretty much everybody on the team. So
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I know most of the guys. We had the Youth Olympics over in Switzerland, so a lot of those guys I was really close with. You know, we were really close over there as a team, and you know, again, like Devin, I played on a team with him at a combine about 2 years ago, so I'm pretty close with a lot of the guys.
Open-ended question for me, for the both of you. What attracted you to the NTDP? I know you have a lot of options at your age. You could play a number of different places, but Devin, how about you? What attracted you to the NTDP?
yeah, for me, it was a no-brainer ever since I was like 12, 13 years old because there was a player on my brother's team who made the NTDP. His name was Joe Masonis. He's playing minor hockey now, but he told me that if you go there and you put in everything, if you put in everything that you have and you work hard every day, you'll be able to achieve your dream. So I just knew that it was a no-brainer from there.
And Maddox, same with you. I mean, you were a stud in high school hockey. I see your stats. You played well at Shattuck. What about the NTDP? What attracted you to that?
Yeah, so I mean, same for me as Devin. Since I was 12, 13, you know, I would always watch the YouTube videos of all those guys, you know, Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel. I mean, those guys are my heroes. And so going through the NTDP, I mean, it's obviously a no-brainer. Like, I want to be like those guys one day, and I think that's the best place I can go to help me achieve those goals.
Well, John, I'm out of questions with these guys. They've answered them really well. What do you got for them?
They were excellent. I want to say thanks again for the time, guys. I'll let you go with one more little lighten it up. What's good about the hometown? What's something you got to do one more time this summer before you come out to Plymouth here?
For me, I got to spend some time with my family at the beach. So just getting the last year at home, making it successful with a lot of spent time with my family. So
I like it, Maddox. What's happening up in Minnesota?
Yeah, same for me. I think spending time with my family, going to the lake a little bit because, you know, I kind of experienced being away from home at Shattuck this year. So I really take family time a lot. I take it a lot more importantly now. So going to the lake, hitting the links.
Yeah, a little golf game up there.
Now, what's your go-to shot there with Maddox?
I'm sorry?
What's your go-to shot?
In golf?
Yeah.
I gotta say, I mean, I'm pretty bad with all my clubs, but I go out there just to have fun. I'm not that good, but I like the driver. I go to the range sometimes, just try to rip my driver as far as I can.
That's the fun in it, right?
Yeah.
That's all we're out there for. Come on.
So Devin, to use a baseball analogy, when I'm driving well, it's a line drive over shortstop, maybe goes 250 yards, it rolls to the wall, right? What's it like for you when you go out on the links?
I hit the driver and it slices all the way to the right, and then I have to drop another ball down and then take my.
And I know that feeling for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't slice it again and just try to get as close as I can. But I had a few pars the other day, so I'm getting a little better. But
what about you, Devin? When you go out?
A little rusty. I haven't played in a couple of years, but I'm sure I'll get on the course this summer with my dad.
There we go.
Well, perfect. Guys, thanks for your time, and we look forward to seeing you late August, early September. You were better than me on this interview, and I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for the time, guys. Hopefully we'll see you soon and talk throughout, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. This is the Sunday Sit-In. We feature USA Hockey National Team Development Program players. My guests have been Devin Kaplan and Maddox Fleming. They'll be starting with the NTDP in late August, early September. Again, we thank John Edwards for his great work. And most of all, we thank all of you out there for watching. We'll be back next Sunday with another Sunday Sit-In. I'm Pete Krupski. Thanks for tuning in.